welcome to FMA Talk Live, this season finale. I have got my co-host,
PG Ty's here.
and we just had Miguel Rubi. He had us, I don't know what goes on. We're having some technical difficulty. It's not me, it's not Ty. It might be the software compatibility. Who knows? This show is going to be about urban legend or FMA Urban Legends. We're only going to do a couple. There's just a couple specific. What I want to do is when Miguel gets back on, and here he is now. Hopefully that fixed it.
Yes.
There
I
you
think
go.
we're good.
All right.
So as I was saying, we're doing urban legends. And I want to talk not necessarily just about the urban legend, but maybe how it may have been misconstrued. So there's a couple things. Here's the thing. There's a few things we're going to talk about. And here's what I tell everybody. When we talk about martial arts or FMA culture and stuff like that, none of us are historians. You should always vet the information. Always double check. Mr. Goodwin is down from the Carolina. Hello. So I want to hit the big one right out of the box, come out swinging hard. And Black Belt Magazine recently did this, so I'm going to throw them under the bus. There's an article about how certain martial artists who are world-class martial artists but are not historians make the comment saying how Kali is the mother arts. Now, Miguel's Filipino, okay? I'm not. So when I say certain things, I'm just a non-Filipino making comments. Miguel, and for those who don't know, Rancho Cordova Martial Arts teaches Doce Paras Yao Yan, also is the owner of FMAsupply.net. Great supplies. Mention that you heard it here, and then I might get a commission. Who knows? But, so martial arts or the supplies, who knows? You know. But so, Miguel, have you ever heard Kali, whether it's actually a Filipino word in the first place?
In my experience, I've been going back and forth to the Philippines training FMA, predominantly in Cebu. And the people that I've met and trained with and other groups that I've cross-trained with, they call it a screamer. Sometimes they call it arnis. I've never heard of anyone from that region, from that island, that calls their art Kali. So I don't know. I've done some training also in Manila as far as being around the Yao Yan. And when they say, Tim, pick up your arnis, they're talking about us. So I know in Doce Paras, like the uniforms we talked about earlier, they call it an Ika uniform, Eskrima, Kali, arnis. So, but I've never heard any of my instructors refer to Kali as like a mother art, and I just don't have any knowledge from my own research.
Well, there we go. Oh, is that Danny, Coach Danny's T-shirt you're wearing there?
I believe so.
Oh, look at that! And Coach Danny just said hello again. Go figure. Wait a minute.
I
Are
don't know
you
how that
product endorsement and not cutting me in on the things? Oh my goodness! What? So, you know, I know that some people in the States had talked about it, doing the word from Kalis into Kali. I know that other people embraced it, like Kali Lustrissimo. They play arnis though, so I understand that rebranding for branding's sake, because modern arnis, wait for it, was a screamer. Mm-hmm. It was Remy's wife that said you should use the word arnis. Why? Because no one else is using it. So I think we have to understand the difference between what a word is and what it was. And if I recall, that's Scott Funksher. If I recall properly, wasn't there a PTA association at one time? Wasn't a Pikiti Tertiary Arnis at one time? It could be wrong. I remember an article about it.
I think I've seen it like that in the old Black Belt magazine.
Yeah. So, and good. Hey, Jay, hope you're doing well. That's from the Detroit area. So we don't have any confirmation about Kali being in the Filipino language in the first place. And yes, there we go. Yes. Okay. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to sweat what you call it. I mean, when you come up to my door, I say, "Are these Kali Eskrima?" Because I'm embracing it because that's what people are putting the categories in, And for the longest time, I thought it was a Filipino word too, until I heard otherwise, and then I did research, and this is kind of what I'm doing, Anyway. But there's a couple, and actually, it isn't necessarily urban legends per se. Leo called it after coming to the States. Right. Oh, wrong. Okay, too many. All right, so after coming to the States. Very good. Thank you, Danny. And Danny's going to be on the new season, by the way.
Good.
And then, hey, good evening, gentlemen, and Datu. Once again, you're killing me. Killing me.
We like Brock.
Oh,
or some of us like
gentlemen and
Brock.
Datu. Okay, all right. I see how it is. Rich says hello. He's back again. All right. And let me see here. Urban. Okay, so you talk about this. This guy, deep dish zombie deep dish pizza is our stalker.
Yep.
So what do we got here, Ty?
What urban legend that you can eat a slice of pizza in one bite? I know one person who can.
Okay.
Nice.
So I guess it's not a legend then. Yeah.
So I want to talk about. Well, you and I had a very good conversation about this, Miguel. We talked about reading and writing because I was told. I'm not going to talk about who told me this, but it was someone I used to do some training with. And we talked about how allegedly the Spaniards outlawed reading and writing in the Philippines. We came up with we discussed a few things, and then we came up with a situation where that may have been where this saying may have came from. But could you share what you did when we were down over in Reno? You talked about reading and writing, and the Filipinos learning reading and writing.
I have never really researched in depth the things that you're talking about, but from my understanding, when the Spaniards came to the Philippines, they did a lot of things. But one of the things that they did is they I don't know how to say this. They taught their way of reading and writing. So that people could read the Bible. That's what it was about back then, right?
Exactly.
So
the Spaniards educated people, and it makes sense when we talk about spreading the word of God. I'm not listen.
Yeah.
We're not making this a religious show. We're talking from a historical point. You believe in what you want to believe in, and I'll still go out and have food with you, even if it's opposite what I'm doing.
Sure.
But it was spreading Catholicism or Christianity. So as they went out there, they taught people to read whatever language they were promoting at the time and to read the Bible. Now, we came up with something like, well, where could that comment be legitimate that they didn't allow reading and writing? Well, so that comment may have been accurate, but it may have been that they weren't allowing Filipino language to be taught. Could that have been the case? What you're thinking?
Maybe. I really don't. I don't know either way if they outlawed the native language. I really don't.
Yeah. It would be hard. I mean, although with the Spanish there for 400 years, it gives them a lot of time to do stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's okay, and then what we got here. Back again, fantastic show tonight from Steve Benko. Facebook user who gave me a wave. Unfortunately, it's not telling me who you are. Tom Carnes. Okay, from Chico, California. Tom, what do we got here? From what I was told, Kali is a Hindu six-armed. Well, yes, it's the Indonesian. It's a goddess of death, aka the heaven of many crosses and stuff. Kali is embedded in Silat Kuntao, where Ernest was more Panantukan Kuntao. Okay. And then Chris Davison says, Datu! At least someone says hello and doesn't say gentleman and Datu. So I can't call my club the Tabernacle of Tactical Awareness anymore.
TTA, yeah. Tentacle of tactical awareness.
Okay, well, here we go. And I am a pizza, but you're talking about God. Oh, Eucharist. Okay.
Well,
All right.
Tim,
This guy's a stalker. We like him though.
but does he like deep dish pizza or thin crust?
Oh, that's a good question.
That-
So, hey, zombie. Okay, you know what kind
He'll
of pizza?
answer.
Yeah. So, I heard it, and we talked about this once again, but I want to share this with the listeners. What about the islands, people's names being renamed because the island they lived on? What's up with that?
What is it?
People's last names were changed because the island they lived on?
You mean when the Spaniards went around?
Yeah.
So everyone where my grandfather's family came from in local Sur, when the Spaniards were there, all the original people from that area, their last name starts with R.
Okay.
Everyone get in line. We're handing out names.
Wow.
Well, and if I tell you what, it's ingenious when you're thinking about this, because if you don't have identification cards, I mean, they didn't have that back then.
Yeah.
So you ask somebody, what's your name? And you're Praesus when you're supposed to be Reyes in that region. Well, what the hell are you doing here?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you know, I mean, it's really ingenious. I don't know if that was the intent, but, you know, hey.
Yeah.
Boom. Let me see. Danny Terrell or Guru's use of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing that something there. Okay. Okay. Oh, here we go. This is for you, Ty.
How is the pizza in the Philippines? Maybe I'll go with one day with that too. Well, it's more than a day,
It's
but
good.
yeah.
Their pizza there is good.
There you go.
And so is their pasta, Tim. Eat your heart out.
So this is the guy from California. What kind of taste does he have?
Oh,
Wait till you come and have real New York pizza, not New York City pizza.
That was an illegal strike, sir.
I'll go on the belt. Uh-oh. And Renee from
hey,
up
Renee.
north. What's up, homie?
Hi.
So, hey, listen, and we want, if you guys have any urban questions, except for pizza, any urban legends you heard or stuff, what can we talk about? Okay. And then, of course, Renee, he says hello.
I got
Why am I like having these people say hello to each other?
I don't know.
It's like it's a dating thing or so.
But I got one. I love the one where people say take it either way you want to take it. The one where people say that'll never work or that will work. Either one of those, I think, is an urban legend, right? Because it all depends.
Oh yeah, it's all about that.
I can't stand those. Either one of those. You don't know what you don't know, and when you get there, you find out. That's what happens.
When you get there, you'll find out.
That's right.
I like that.
Okay, here we go. Let's go. My uncle Ted told me the approved names were in books, and they split the books apart and sent it to different cities, regions, so the names would be near each in the alphabet. Okay. Renee says, let's talk about the Spaniards. Okay. Because I'm Dimbranco. That's been renamed. Okay. And then the blind princess is swimming with the shark in the lagoon. We don't talk. Listen,
right.
You don't talk about Fight Club, and we don't talk about the blind princess. Okay. These are the two things that we don't talk about on our show. There's an urban legend. Okay.
What did he say?
There's an urban legend of the Dark Datu. They called him a rebel, but they found out at the end he was just the last Jedi.
I love that guy. He's awesome.
This is why we keep Zombie Pizza. He keeps changing his name too.
Yeah.
But that's why we keep pizza around.
I do know a Dark Datu name that used to be called a Renegade or some such thing.
Okay. Hey, I got a question for you. I just can't remember. Oh yeah. Okay. So, what about? Of course, yeah. And yes, he's funny. What about that? The Moros were afraid of the Americans because of pork. What's up with that?
My goodness, I don't know. But if you want to find out, there's lots of writing from American soldiers who were there in Sulu and Mindanao, and they would write about what happened in the fight and this and that. And I've never read anything where they said any one of those warriors was scared of anything. In fact, they would write matter of factly that death was just another part of the day for those warriors. So
Well,
I mean, it's out there.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I've read things where, and I've had people bring me the same stuff and talk about where the moral warriors, they were kind of they were like the Filipino kamikazes, but different. They would bind themselves with cloth and wire and get themselves in a frenzy and just go in this berserker type rage.
They would, you know, our United States weapons at the turn of the century were pretty modern. You know, they had mortars, they had artillery pieces, they had water-cooled machine guns, and the Moros, they had spears and swords, and they fought, and they didn't, you know, I don't see how anyone could say that they were, at least from, I'm not an expert, but I don't, from what I've read,
right, and
not one American soldier said they were scared. I've never read anything.
Yeah. And I want everyone to understand. Okay, we're talking about information based on our information that we have. It may be flawed. None of us were there. We listen to a bunch of different sources, and we come up with our own conclusion. And like myself, I'm constantly willing to change my mind on something if people give me good data on something. So, like when we talked about the Filipino language, you know, I was told that it wasn't that the language wasn't allowed to be taught. And then Miguel and I talked about, well, they taught the Filipinos the language so they could read the Bible. So my thought was, well, then how can this be true? Both these statements be true, and maybe they didn't want the Babayan or Bayan being taught. Maybe they just wanted to get everyone on the Spanish language because I mean there could be multiple reasons. So we could be somewhere for multiple reasons. Maybe they didn't want them to be able to communicate where the Spaniards couldn't hear them communicate. So teach them our language and make them talk our language. Who knows? I mean, but again, with the Philippines, you've got 7,000 plus islands with over 100 different dialects.
Yeah.
You know, okay, so here we go. The morals. Okay, here we go. The morals were never afraid of anything. Yep, I mean that's what we pretty much heard. How many fights to the death really happened like the samurais? My eyes. Okay. How many fights to the death did they really have like the samurais? When they they would fight. When they got annihilated, unfortunately, with the modern technology. We talked about that it was just, but they didn't stop. With all the stuff that was going on, they did not stop. Look at Swish of the Chris, the book by Vic Curley. Okay.
Yep.
Run Amok. Okay. There we go. Chris Davison. I'm pretty sure the 45 ACP was invented to stop morals from chopping soldiers like cat food. So here's the thing I heard. Okay, the soldiers generally had rifles. I heard at least the non-commissioned officers, the NCOs, had 38s as sidearms, and they issued them the 45 because they needed a round to put the morals down because
the 45 long Colt.
Yeah, because the 38 didn't have the thing with a 45 round. When you get hit with a 45 round, there's no question you got hit with it picks you up and drops you. Where the 38 may not have that same kind of stopping power, but if the people next to them had the rifle, there was no need for them to do this. It was the non-commissioned officers that had the 45s. Let me see. If I'm not mistaken, the Army switched to a higher caliber pistol for stopping power. Exactly. That's do we feel that that's a fairly accurate statement?
Have you ever seen a Barone? Have you ever held one? An antique one? A real one?
Yeah, one of yours.
Can you imagine if you're walking down the street and somebody jumps out from behind a tree and starts whacking you with it?
Pretty well.
I mean, I couldn't fathom walking my dog down the street. get hit by that, by someone who knows how to wield it. I mean,
no, here we go.
You need a heavier caliber for sure.
Okay. All right. So what Pizza was talking about, like a duel, like he was talking about duels. Did some guy want a knife you to death? Oh, allegedly, I was challenged when my first trip to Germany. I was told that the guy was going to fight me in a knife fight. Someone was playing games, so I'd back out of going to Germany. I went. No one showed up. I'm still, I'm still here as alive. The funny thing is,
everyone loves you, Tim. No one's gonna fight you with a knife or even a pizza knife, man. Yeah.
Okay. See, hello. Okay, Dan Medina says hello from South Carolina.
Hey, Dan.
There we go. The 38s were issued to the military. Didn't have the stopping power, kind of like the 9mm. Just a bunch of holes. Yeah. And then this person's urban legend or not, wearing a wet leather stretched over skin. So when shot, it closes over the wounds. Okay. All right. So, okay, all right. You went to Germany. That person ran and hid in Argentina.
That was a different person.
Okay. Well, now the person's giving us all these hints on what happened. I still, it sounds like PJ, but whatever. I got to think of who else in Michigan knew those stories. Okay, so okay, here we go. Are people dying singing My Way back here? Yeah, okay, that's not a legend. That's true. Is it true? Is it okay? We're talking FMA. We're not talking Filipino life. But yeah, they karaoke a lot. I mean, okay, maybe the Japanese started karaoke because it's a Japanese word, but man, they took it to the whole nother level. Remember, the lead singer from Journey now is Filipino, and how they found he was a karaoke singer. So
they don't call it karaoke in the Philippines.
What do they call it?
They call it vidjoke.
Vidjoke.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Boom, boom, boom.
I can see that spelled too.
Yeah.
All right. Pizza Man will challenge Datu to a duel with slices of pizza, wrists tied together. Hey, listen, for the record, let's throw this out there. I worked for Pizza Hut for 8 years too while I was building my school.
No.
So we got the pizza there too. So I know how to swing a pizza knife. Quite Norman McDonald. Good thing that they all have books to show the heroes. Okay, there you go. And then Jeremy Gaudette, our newest black belt, says hello.
Hello, sir. Congratulations.
You see, he says gentlemen and doesn't exclude me out of that, Brock. Bastards. So now, and not necessarily urban legends, but I want to know where certain things may have come from. So maybe you can help us on this. So in our salutation, I'm gonna take over the screen for the moment. Let me see if I can do it here. Our salutation, we take. I'm gonna use a knife. We're going here, and we go here like this. Now, open hand, it would be here. So that's I show you to your Punong. And it's been explained to me a couple of different ways. So what is the significance of the head to the fore? I mean, so I know it's a Filipino cultural thing. Do we know the origins of it? I have something. I'm going to wait to see what you say, and I'm going to tell you what I heard, and let's see if it all ties together.
Tim, I have some Filipinos here from the Philippines. Let's ask them.
All right.
Oh, my goodness.
Inday.
Those guys.
Come here.
All
So we have two different islands represented. So this first person comes from the island of Cebu. And this is Cleo.
¿Cómo está acá?
I want to ask you, what is the origin of Mano?
I don't really know. I just grew up from my elders that this is a sign of respect.
Right.
I haven't really looked into the literature of how it started, but yeah, ever since I grew up, I just know how to like take their hand and then put it on my forehead, and I just know that it's a sign of respect for
Okay,
our
well,
elders.
while you're there, could you move over just a little to your right?
There you
Hey, that's a nice hoodie.
There
Miguel,
you go.
where can someone get one of those hoodies?
I'll have one waiting for you when you show up to the
So
double.
if anyone on the show wants to order a hoodie and support Rancho Cordova, one of the few full-time Filipino martial arts schools in North America,
Contact us. We got you.
there you go. There you
Yes.
go. Salamat.
So let us show you proper form of
Okay.
the mano.
Okay.
You see her hand?
Yep.
It's like this because she is manoing me.
Okay. Right.
Now, if she goes like this, she's blessing herself.
Well, I know that Remy put a little with the here. So so you had my question that I heard that allegedly the Spaniards thought the Filipinos were lower than dirt, and this was the kiss the ring thing, but they wouldn't let him kiss the finger. They made him put the hand to the forehead.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but we have the Luzon guy over here. When he finishes his round, I'll call him over here.
Okay, so Brock says he's Canadian. It's against the genetics of him to be impolite.
Nice. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Well, obviously you don't know Renee because Renee has a good way of not being polite at times. So, gentlemen and Tim, see, he's Canadian and he's doing it. There we go. All right. When people carenza, they're constantly checking and smacking their arms. Or what are they actually supposed to be doing? And he's a Spaniard too. Okay, all right, whatever. Okay. We had respect. Godet, he's laughing. Nice. Okay, here we go. Okay, Pizza beat Datu. He's working for Pizza. Slowly killed him inside. It drove him crazy. He opened a dojo instead of dealing with Pizza. Luckily, I tipped the ooze. It became a pizza. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, ninja slice. Yep.
It became a ninja pizza. Okay, ninja thing. So, yeah, because like now in general. So here's the question. So I've been to seminars, and like I would do that to Remy. I would do the proper thing, right? I would have some. I remember the first time I brought my not my kids, my students, and there was a pair of brothers who were like 7 or 8 years old, and they were amazing at the time. And they came with me to pick him up at the hotel, and they went to shake his hand and go, "You make sure you do this." And he thought it was the cutest thing since sliced bread. But I was told to do that, you really have to have some kind of connection with the person. You just wouldn't.
Yes, they're your elders or your uncle,
like family of some sort.
Yeah, Sonny.
Okay.
I got the guy here from Luzon.
Oh, the Luzon
Sonny.
guy.
Okay, so this is Sonny. How old are you? 46. He's 46.
He's a youngster.
Where are you from?
Manila, Metro
He's
Manila.
from Metro Manila.
Nice.
So PG Ty has a question he wants to ask you.
Yes, sir.
So, which about the subject we're talking about now?
Yes, the model.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we're trying to figure out the historical origins or the connections for doing the handshake or the touch
just
of the head.
Oh, for the bow.
Right.
Yeah, just really just respect.
But
just
who
blessing.
created that? Was it
Yeah.
the Spaniards or that's Filipinos?
You know,
That's what they're trying to find out.
Yeah,
I don't
Tim-
know.
yeah.
Tim had heard that one thing
Yeah,
about the
that-
ring, which is interesting.
So the urban legend that I heard was that Spaniards would look down on the Filipinos, and it was, if you think about Europe, what do you kiss the ring, but
Right.
they looked down on the Filipinos and they didn't want to kiss the ring. So I heard this from a Filipino.
Yeah.
So, and they said, instead of kissing the ring, you put it to your forehead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to get down to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
And we don't know. That was
Thank you.
thank you. That happened a long time before any of us were born.
That's right.
Okay.
Hindi ko alam.
Okay, well, we tried. And here we go. Eric is back. All right. All these disrespectful people, these rude bastards. All right, you got any ones you want to ask before we wrap things up?
Or actually, while I'm thinking about that one too, if you got anything, Miguel, that you know that you think people get wrong a lot of time, that would be a good time to bring it up on the back end. Like say we know this, but we come across this all the time. My one is about the and everybody knows this, but the popularity of karambit, for example. So me having spent grown up a fair bit in Malaysia, right? That kind of tool was used a lot, but I'm not sure how popular it was in the Philippines, for real. So any thoughts on that?
I don't have any information about that, sir. I really don't know. I know it's a good-looking tool.
It looks cool. It looks cool. People get okay. Actually, I got it. It's so the Bali song. Does that? I know Chris has a lot of spiritual connections. I'm not sure. Does the Bali song?
I don't know.
Okay.
Every Filipino loves the Bali song, but I don't know much about it except for that they're where they come from and that they're very cool looking.
That's right. And the biggest one is.
I heard it was for fishermen, so when they're doing out and they can open and close it one-handed. But
oh, okay.
You haven't heard it anyway?
No, I don't know much about it.
All right, here we go. I would always touch Teddy's hand to my head. I was told it was acknowledging him as an elder.
Yes.
Asking for the blessing. Yes. But okay, so and then Renee, just a question. My friend's grandparents spoke Spanish. Are they still a lot of people that speak Spanish in the provinces? Okay. Is there a lot of Spanish? Do you think a lot of people speak Spanish in the Philippines, or just understand it because of the overlap of the two languages?
The Filipinos are very intelligent people. Well, when you meet one in the Philippines, ask them how many different languages they speak. For sure, they'll speak whatever language they're in their province. They'll speak Tagalog. They'll probably speak English, and a lot of them can speak Spanish. I know in Zamboanga or southern Philippines, they speak a dialect called Chabacano, and it's very much like Spanish.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, that was my understanding. Is more towards the south. There's more Spanish for sure.
Yeah. And Danny heard the same thing about the fishermen. I know. Okay, you read this one. I'm tired of it. He's
all right. Zombie.
He's trading me.
Why are butterfly knives so hard to get nowadays? 10 to 20 years ago, $5 to 200. Now it seems like only a few companies make them. Versus he used to get them at a gas station at 8 Mile, which he used to get them all over the place. That's true.
Yeah.
Or the American version of them.
They're not sexy now.
That's right.
Although I tell you what, you go to the knife show, there's this whole culture of Bali song people, but all they do is they're flippers. They're not trained tactical. They're all about, and they've got like Bali songs that are $300 to $500.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy. And they're all like, oh my, and they're twirling on their finger, and I'm like, dude, you got to put that shit away.
Right.
I'm just thinking, I don't care how good of a twirler you are. You're in the middle of a crowd doing this. It only takes one accident for something to go wrong.
So that reminds me, one time, so people don't know this, right? So, Remy didn't teach us a lot of Bali song, but I remember he was showing us his twirling. He was pretty good. Did you see some of that? Yeah.
There we go.
So good. Awesome.
Nice.
Good group there you got, Miguel.
My Gadsden's by.
That was the Yaoyan Creek.
Nice. They look like a good crew, Miguel.
We really have a good group here.
It's awesome.
Really,
Kudos to you.
Everybody helps each other.
Nice.
Really good people. We're really, really blessed.
Well, you got a family. You definitely got that family. The thing here I find more so in other martial arts, the Filipino martial arts tend to really, inside their respective clubs, promote that community more so than others. I had one more I wanted to finish with, and I can't. It's just killing me. Let me see here. We did this. We did that. We did the other thing. There was one I really wanted to bounce off. Here, you read this one while I'm trying to think. It's up here.
So Renee says, is it normal that someone tries to put the mano on their privates. Just asking, just remembering the first time he met Tim. They're busting you, Tim.
Yeah, he's just upset because he always does Corto Bastan and I get to do the Largo Bastan. Where's Miguel's school? It is Rancho Cordova. See, he's not hassling me, so I will tell you. But if he was giving me shit, like from now on, Renee is in Venezuela. He's not in Canada. You never can train with him. Someone says happy holidays, guys, and then I met a mono once. So, okay, I could just I had mono once. Okay, all right, yeah, so did I. But
boy.
Oh
yeah, I can't remember that other. Well, I didn't see your list, Tim, but I know there was one other that we chatted a while ago with. I just can't remember what it was.
I wanted to. This is my last one.
Okay.
He lived there. Of course, he lived there. Filipino uniforms. Let's just talk about it right now. Origins of the Filipino uniforms. Thoughts? Looks like I asked the question you guys want to talk about. Before World War II and the Japanese afterward, what were people wearing for uniforms in the Philippines?
Before World War II?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think in our last show, you already spoke on it. You said that before the 80s, there were really no uniforms.
Right.
Okay, there we go.
That's what you said, right?
This is the urban show, and some people may not have turned into that.
So I think, before the World War, though, they had the Henley type T-shirts and some sort of loose pants, right? The Henley T-shirts with the buttons, just there to there.
Yeah, almost like a night shirt type thing.
Yeah, comfortable.
A sleeping shirt type, and I saw the Balintawak clubs, white T-shirts with logos, but a lot of times, I've seen so many pictures of Tatay Nilistrissimo and others just wearing like street clothes, like legend, right. Like a shirt like this, polyester, of course, but or a shirt like this.
You've seen the pictures of or the videos of Benjamin Luna Lima training, and he's just wearing nice clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we already did this one. That the Colt was okay. Colt action revolver, 45 caliber, brought back in.
The long Colt, as Miguel said. Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely wasn't. The 1911 was redesigned.
That's ACP. Yeah.
Yeah. And then boom. We were a karate style gi and Kuntao back in the 70s. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and you could ask that question about even Japanese arts. Why did they get a uniform? Because it was really just the comfortable clothes of the time. It's not. Yeah. Same thing with my Chinese uniform. It's
the T-shirt and pants.
or the frog shirt. Yeah.
Okay, so let's. Okay, you got this one. I'm done with them. I'm done. Okay. I'll put it up, but I'm done with them.
I trained with. He says I trained with some people I thought were training in sumo. Turns out it was just fat people wrestling in their underwear outside.
We keep going. We'll give you a whole bunch of these. So here you go.
Here we go. Renee goes. By the way, Nigel, most honest FMA dude ever, actually says, "Hey, don't know, love it." Okay. Costa Rica. I'm not sure who this is. A Germantado would put his hand on the Quran, take an oath, hence the name Germantados, oath takers. I like that people are remembering that. That's a nice bit of history. Defensive Texas Systems Bill says our colors are green with white trim and white pants as well as red pants. I guess that was the karate style gi back in the 70s.
Okay.
And then Chris David, our TKD dough boxer for good looks. Again, loose fitting clothes, although it was a modification.
Listen, the nice thing about having a lot of old black belt magazines, I've got magazines of. So this became a debate here, and someone's I trained in the 70s and they had these uniforms. Well, it must have been late 70s because Remy didn't get them until the late 70s when Bruce Jutnick bought the uniform for him. Because Bruce Jutnick says I bought Remy's first uniform, and if you think about the uniform that we're talking about for Modern East, kickboxers and boxers were wearing them.
Right.
This was and Century Martial Arts did not produce a uniform for an abstract martial arts that no one ever heard from. We're talking about in the 70s. FMA wasn't even on anybody's. If you think about the early to mid 70s, FMA was on anybody's radar. Remy Praces got on the radar because he was Remy Praces, but it wasn't Filipino martial arts. No one knew what the hell Filipino martial arts was back then. So why would Century, which is one of the largest martial art equipment manufacturers, make a uniform based on some obscure martial art?
Well, and you can see if you look at the old videos of Remy, even it's not even as old as you're talking about, but in 1975, doing a demo with Max Palin and Dean Stockwell, you can see them in long sleeve white t-shirts and darkish loose pants.
Yeah. Okay. So, geez, what?
What now? Oh, great. Oh, we missed a few. Okay. Uniforms and chaps and leather hats. Okay.
I think he was taking classes from the village people.
There you go.
Tim's first class. Okay, whatever. Here we go.
Pizza doing naked yoga now. He has to stay 200 feet away from the location because there's only one way. Only one of them got the naked memo. Yeah, that'll do it. Bill's taught FMA in Montgomery, Alabama in 76. Awesome. Great. Good for you. That is wonderful.
Yeah.
And zombie. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hardly anyone knew about it. And it doesn't matter how many of us may have been doing it, but what percentage of the community was doing it and knew about it.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm pretty good if you guys are.
Okay.
I'm good.
A pleasure hanging out with you, Miguel, by the way. Nice to meet you finally.
Ty, I really look forward to meeting you and training with you in person. So.
Likewise. Likewise.
All right. Make it happen.
From New
York.
All
right, listen, we're gonna do our wrap up. If you gotta go, do what you gotta do.
I gotta go, sir.
All right, I'll talk to you.
I'll mano you. I'll mano both of you, and then I'm out. All right.
Sim salabim. Okay. All right.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Oh wait, one question. Bye-bye. What we got here? Cheers, gentlemen. Let me see here. I'm waiting for the question. Come on, Renee.
I can't see where we are. Let's see. Renee, wait.
Renee
said wait. Oh, he had one question maybe for Miguel.
Yeah, we'll see what the question is. Maybe we know the answer.
Maybe.
See, the thing here too is the nice thing about Miguel. He tries not to say bad about anybody. We've talked about stuff, and obviously, personally, we'll get more into things because when you and I talk when no one around, we talk. But sure. He is professional all through and through, and
supportive. It sounds like across the FMA spectrum.
Oh, he's been always telling me, anytime you want to come out here, man, I'll host you for a seminar. Excellent. So thank you for a very informative show. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. See you in January. Very good, Steve. And any other event. So the new year, we're going to have yep. Okay.
And Danny, I'll wear a t-shirt of yours next. I quickly changed in between shows.
I'm afraid of what that one will be. I'll have to look on we'll talk about this on the post show with just us. But listen, this has been a great season, everybody. We are not committed to the show as much as some of the other ones out there because we have careers we're doing. Dean Franco does a great job on his. I love having him on the show. Mm-hmm. We support what he's doing. We do cross-pollination back and forth. All the people out there who are doing stuff, we understand the challenges. Thank you very much, Eric. Happy holidays to you as well. At the end of the day, this is something we do because we like doing it. We don't get money off this. We don't care. We want to get information out there or just venting, depending on what the case may be.
There you go.
Next, contact me from the Philippines. So if you missed the holidays, okay. Have a prosperous year. Yep. And
I read that as preposterous New Year, but prosperous is better. Thank you.
I've enjoyed watching you.
One of you.
Bastards. And I'm pulling this up. Hey, you're on Dean's show next month. We'll make sure we won't watch that episode. Listen, so we've got okay, so Coach Danny's going to be on the show.
Yep.
We've scheduled that. We've already got confirmation. We got to figure scheduling because it'd have to be on a special night. Dan Medina has agreed already to do the show.
Perfect.
But we got to do it, I think, on a Sunday at a different time, because there's work like us. There's only, we can do other days, but Monday works best for us consistently. Mm-hmm. And even then, it's not always the best thing.
You're right. I've missed one or two, I think, but it's not bad.
We've got a whole bunch of people we're going to be talking about. Chaz, we're going to have him on the show. We'll make that happen. Miguel Rubi's going to come back. Hopefully he's going to come back because
he might not anymore.
Yeah, he might not. I'd love to have him talk to us about Yao Yan.
No, that'd be perfect.
And I should have asked. So one of the shows that we're going to be doing is our FMA Top 10. Top influential people. And we might be asking help because I think we're on the verge of either saying we have our top 10 names or we have 8 names and there's 2 other spots available. So haven't quite decided that way. But we're talking
interactive show, right?
We're talking pioneers, and we want it to be an interactive one way or another. But we're talking about the pioneers. We had Dina on the show. We talked about I made the top 50. I don't feel that I should be in the top 50 because I don't think I should be in with people like Remy Pracis, Ted Buat, Danny Inasano. I mean, these are guys, Leo Gahe, and others that were at the breaking ground. If we're talking about keeping the art moving, well, that's another story, and that's another group of people. But when you start the top 50 of all time, I still got a long way to go with things to do where I think I'm going to feel that I'm qualified for that. So we're for anyone who's been around us, we know that we like to compartmentalize, and I like to do that and put different categories so we're all in the same boat here. So let's see here. Okay. Eric Noss. I would love to actually Eric and Arland. I would love to have them on.
That'd be great.
If either of them is still talking to you.
No.
That was my shot. Okay. Chris Davison. I'm on the favorite stalker. You are definitely one of our favorite stalkers. He's been stealth mode. He's been watching and not letting us know. That's the thing. Let me see here. I will come out and log in the cabin. And okay, there we go. There you go. And then that's bullshit. You belong on that list.
Hey, Jeremy, you already got promoted. You're fine. You don't have to.
Yeah, I'm not taking the belt back. You're okay. The top sexiest FMA stars have a calendar in the second. No calendar. Okay.
Oh no.
Well, I'll go with that one. Okay.
Oh no.
And then Jeremy's laughing his ass off. Okay. All right. Listen, everybody. We're gonna do a redesign for next year. Hopefully, this 2-show thing works a little better. I think it keeps us on point because I felt the first show we could have, even though it was a simple topic, I felt us going down a rabbit hole eventually. And Kara, she's another stealth walker. And then Renee sending both in a message. Okay, now, whatever. All right, yeah, you send it Facebook Messenger because I'll actually see that. And then Rich Night Joe, yeah, and then and we're talking about doing a Modern East panel. There's a few other things I want to look at, and I'd love to have Rich on that. Just talk about maybe future things and stuff like that. Listen, and I said on the last show, if you missed it, we lost one of our guys, Enoch Carlton, one of the Modern East family members. Say a prayer, have a moment. Just thought about it. If you don't know him, if you do know him, talk to Bill Barker. He's got information on the viewings and stuff like that. Stay tuned for the Ty and Renee show. Go figure. I guess I'm no longer part of a show. I guess Renee's going to start his own show.
Great.
And then Punong Guro Tye is that's not my okay. All right. We're done with these.
Oh no.
All right. Listen, as always, everybody, it's a pleasure to work with one of my best buds here. And then have all the support from you guys. No negative things for the most part. For the most part, just the therapy I'll need after this. Listen, everybody, as always, please stay safe and stay sane. This is Datu Tim.
And PG Ty.
Thanks for tuning into season 2. We'll see you for season 3.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.